Cell phone messages sent through an encrypted app and never meant to be seen by the public are now shedding light on what's been happening at the Maryland State Department of Education.
As Project Baltimore's Chris Papst explains, those messages appear to support concerns over the superintendent's leadership, transparency, and creation of a toxic workplace culture.
Mr. Superintendent, have you ever used the Signal application in commission of your job?
This is Maryland State Superintendent of Schools, Mohammed Choudhury, at a recent state school board meeting.
I have no comment. Thank you much. Appreciate it. Thank you. For my job?
Signal is an encrypted messaging app which allows users to set a timer to automatically delete messages. The software, found in the App Store on most smartphones, is marketed as having privacy at its core.
You've never used Signal for your job?
No.
Thank you. The state superintendent told us on the record, publicly, that he does not use the Signal app for his job. But these screenshots suggest otherwise. Project Baltimore obtained these screenshots of conversations between Choudhury and high-ranking employees within the Maryland State Department of Education. Each one is a Signal message sent by Mohammed Choudhury to at least one high-level MSDE employee whose name we are concealing. We received multiple text threads, which the source says were sent between late 2021 and 2022. Choudhury's name is right there, along with his picture. This phone number, which we blurred, is registered to the superintendent. In these messages, Choudhury certainly appears to be talking about work. Take a look at this screenshot. You can see Choudhury set the disappearing message timer to 1 hour, which applies to select messages. Choudhury writes, all of that teacher assignment stuff is too much. In this Signal message, Choudhury tells an employee a project needs a lot of work, saying, as of now, I'm not even close to greenlighting anything there. Here, Choudhury appears to berate his employee, saying, what feels like a waste of time is telling me last minute we are changing survey links when I told you I didn't want to do this. The employee responds, I don't understand what you see the issue to be. Choudhury replies, I'll make it easy for you guys. You're not changing it. It's staying as is. Don't meet with me today. Done. That's a directive. Employee, so cancel the Qualtrics license? Choudhury, yes, I don't give a about Qualtrics at this point. Qualtrics is a data analytics platform used by MSDE. That sounds like work. So why would the superintendent use an encrypted messaging app
As well as
that auto-deletes his conversations about work? If messages are sent through Signal, parents and taxpayers cannot see what's being said by their state superintendent about public schools. On August 3rd, Project Baltimore filed a public records request for Signal app data on the cell phone of Mohammed Choudhury. This is what we got back. MSDE replied, there are no documents or records responsive to your request. That's probably because, as far as we can tell, the Signal app is not on Choudhury's state-issued phone. This phone number is his personal number, meaning the state superintendent is using an app to encrypt and erase messages about state business on his personal cell phone. So we followed up with Choudhury in an email, asking him to explain the screenshots and why he told us he never used Signal for his job. His answer has now changed. In a statement, Choudhury said he used the encrypted messaging app with family and friends. He went on to say he used the app to communicate personal messages with one senior member of his team, adding, despite my repeated directives to not message me any official agency business-related matters through the Signal application, this individual continued to try to do so. But is that true? Take a look at this Signal message. You can see it says member SPCI under Choudhury's name. SPCI, according to our source, stands for Strategic Planning and Continuous Improvement, a group chat including at least 3 MSDE employees communicating through Signal. This is a thread from that group chat. You can see Choudhury initiates the conversation, even adding employees to the group. And this discussion is not personal. It's about Maryland Leads, a state grant program that helps schools spend federal funds.
Mr. Superintendent, have you ever used the Signal application and commission of your job?
I have no comment. Thank you much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
For my job?
Well, you've never used Signal for your job?
Thank you.
The state superintendent's contract expires in June 2024. The State Board of Education, in just 2 weeks, will have to vote on whether or not to offer him a new contract. That vote has already been delayed for 2 months amid these serious concerns over transparency and allegations of a toxic workplace culture. Project Baltimore will keep you updated as the situation unfolds. I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore.
With State Superintendent of Schools Mohammed Choudhury fighting for his job, let's take a look at how he got here. 7 months of Project Baltimore reporting have raised questions over transparency at MSDE. In January, the State Department of Education released the 2022 MCAT state test results. Project Baltimore analyzed that data and in February broke the story of 23 Baltimore City schools where 0 students among those tested were proficient in math. And then weeks later, after that report, MSDE pulled the MCAP data from its website and didn't repost it until March. And then again, when the data reappeared on the MSDE website, it was vastly different. Many data points for the lowest performing schools were replaced with asterisks, making less information available to parents and taxpayers about how public schools are performing. And in April, Project Baltimore attempted to get answers from the superintendent. During a break at MSDE's monthly board meeting, Project Baltimore tried to question Superintendent Choudhury, but he locked himself behind a door. A month later, Project Baltimore tried again. This time, Choudhury and the Maryland Board of Education President, Clarence Crawford, spoke with Project Baltimore, but their answers left us with more questions. So Project Baltimore tried a public records request for emails and text messages from the state superintendent. From that request, we learned Choudhury used a secondary email address for professional business, and his state-issued cell phone was sent to automatically delete text messages after 30 days. Now, through a source, we're learning Choudhury uses Signal, an encrypted messaging app, as part of his job, even though he told Project Baltimore just weeks ago that he doesn't.
I'm Chris Pabst. Thanks for watching. Here's another story to watch. Also, if you have a story idea, please send us a message.